Hello, I'm Tina Jennings. You know, I really love that here on the show we give a platform for conversations to be had on very important topics affecting people in our very own community. Today is no different, with October being Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Ed Mercurio-Sacua, CEO of Emerge Center Against Domestic Abuse, is here to tell us what is happening this month to get the word out. Ed, thank you so much for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about what really is this month about.
Well, it's an opportunity. You know, there's so many things pulling on our attention all the time and so many important needs in our community. And this is an opportunity then to focus in and give some attention to this particular issue of domestic violence, a chance to educate ourselves about the dynamics of what domestic violence is, understand how we can get help, how we can offer help, understand some realities versus some of the myths that are out there. And it's an opportunity to stand in solidarity with victims and show that we will not tolerate abuse in our community. But we think it's also really important that while having 1 month to designate as Awareness Month is important, this is something that happens every single day in our community, and we want to make sure that we're paying attention to it all year long.
And I think let's take right now as one of those opportunities as well. How does domestic abuse really impact really everybody?
Yeah, and I think that's the key is that we can so easily think, well, this is a private matter between two people or it doesn't happen that often, but in fact it does impact our community as a whole. Yeah. We've got 13,000 calls to law enforcement each year for domestic violence, and we know that that's the tip of the iceberg because only 1 in 10 get reported. Also, those are only ones where the form of abuse is actually illegal, where you can even reach out to law enforcement. And so when you start doing the math, we're actually looking at hundreds of thousands of people directly impacted in just Tucson and Pima County each year. And unfortunately, for 25 of those last year, the result was that there was a death due to domestic violence. And while it's easy to kind of think of that as a faceless concept or even just look at it as statistics, the reality is it's not a faceless them. It's us. The people that are suffering from that abuse are our mothers and daughters and sisters. And it's something that we as a whole community need to be caring about and being a part of solving.
Well, and I know, like you said, these sound like stats. Well, let's bring it even closer to home to us. How many people does Emerge service or give help to?
We serve close to 6,000 people a year.
Wow.
600 of which are children. So it's something that impacts the entire family unit and certainly friends and families and coworkers who care about that person as well.
And again, I love that we're having this conversation. This is exactly what this show is all about. If somebody right now is listening and they may have fear that somebody in their family, a loved one, a friend, somebody that they see is going through that, how can they help them? Well,
the most important thing they can do is believe them when they tell them.
Yes.
And then make sure that that response is showing concern for their safety, not being judgmental, not inadvertently blaming them for what has happened to them, and then getting them connected to services. There is help out there. They do not have to go through it alone, and that includes that family member or friend or coworker who's concerned. They can reach out to. We've got a 24/7 bilingual crisis hotline that the victim can call, but so can that support system of theirs who might be struggling with how do I best support this person. And so we hope that they'll call us at 795-4266, 24 hours a day. They can get a customized safety plan that will help them in their particular situation, and getting someone connected to help can be the most important thing that they do.
Yeah, and really quickly, Ed, I'm going to give the details, but tell me what's going to be going on for the Paint Pima Purple celebration.
Yeah, well, we hope on Thursday, October 20th, that people will come out to the event to show their support, but also it's Wear Purple Day. And we hope that people will wear purple clothing or an accessory or a ribbon or something that does show that they're standing in solidarity with those victims in our community, so that victims know that individually and collectively, we are a safe place for them to turn for help and that there are people who are supporting them.
That's exactly why we have you on, to remind us of these great things that we can do, and also just a simple way that we can all be a part of that support. Again, I'm going to give them the details on that event, but Ed, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, you guys, the Paint Pima Purple celebration will take place October 20th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at 4101 East 22nd Street. For more information, call 795-4266 or visit emergecenter.org.